All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Finance with Parks. Wow, I did not know that you could go from looking like you're 40 back down to 22 after just getting your haircut and shaving, but here we are. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about Mint. Mint is a personal finance website / application that helps everyday people manage their money. And there are multiple versions of Mint out there. There are websites like Personal Capital, Betterment, but today I'm going to be talking about how I use Mint. And to be honest, 99% of what I say can be applied to all of these other applications. However, I started with Mint. I'm a pretty brand loyal guy, and honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I've just stuck with Mint for the foreseeable future. But today I'm going to talk about the main reasons how I use it, why I use it. So let's get into the video. All right, so the first main reason I use Mint is to have the account balance summary function. Honestly, if nothing else existed in Mint and it was just being able to get my account balances all in one place, I would still use it religiously. The nice part is you can go into the app and within a minute to 2 minutes, I know down to the penny every balance in every one of my financial accounts. And I've linked up everything here. I have my checking account, my savings account, 401ks, my car loan, my HSA. I mean, every single thing, every one of my accounts that has money in it, I have linked to Mint. And when I log on into the summary screen, I can see a breakdown of each of those accounts. So as you can see here, I mean, you've got your cash breakdown. There you got my savings, my checking, your credit card balance. I can see up to the minute how much I have left outstanding on my credit card. You have your loans. So I've hooked up my auto loan here. And if you had student loans, that's also something you could hook up to this section. So now you got your investments section. Now I have 3 things there. You got my HSA, I have my 401k through my employer, and then also my TD Ameritrade account, which is kind of just like my play investment money. I have that invested into 3 stocks, so I can see the account balances of all 3 of those at one time. So as you can see here, like when you collapse this down, super quickly you can get your total financial picture, right, of how all your money is doing and where it's invested at that time. It also really helps me tracking, when I go to pay off my credit cards. Do I have enough in my checking account to pay that down? Do I need to move money from my savings to my checking? It's also helped me, I haven't done it with my car yet, but when I was paying off my boat loan, being able to see how much money I had left on my loan, and if I had extra money in my checking account, I would know, okay, I could probably put a little extra down towards my loan this month, or I had a little extra money left over in the savings and I thought it would be prudent to put that towards the boat loan. So just having all that data available really makes it so much easier to be able to make sound financial decisions, right? It's hard to make good decisions if the data isn't all present or available for you in one place and right at your fingertips. So that is by far the main reason I use Mint, or a personal finance website in general. Before I started using that feature, it takes 20 to 30 minutes to log into all my accounts, look up my latest account balances. It was just a real pain. So just to show you how easy it is to set up and how many accounts you truly can add through the Mint website, if you go up here to add accounts, you click on here, you can add an offline bill, you can add property. So I don't use the property, but you can add like your home value, for example. But look at right here, your selected, or suggested retailers, right? You've got Chase if you had a credit card or a checking account with them. You could even add your Netflix account, Bank of America, Capital One, Discover, PayPal. So almost every financial institution, whether it be investment related or bank related, you can log into your account through Mint, and then it'll keep your account balance history for you. All right, so the second way I use Mint is to have the transaction overview. So the transaction overview looks just like this. I can go in on my app, and it's really for 2 things. It's for security and peace of mind. I just really like knowing, and I'm kind of a nerd in that sense, right? But I will spend my free time looking at all of my transactions in Mint, just making sure that the merchants I'm aware of, the dollar values make sense, right? I will know pretty much right away if someone is using one of my credit cards to spend money on something that I didn't end up purchasing. So I really like this feature. Sometimes it is kind of a cruel reminder of you can spend time judging yourself on how you spend your money. And we'll get to how Mint also helps you do that in a second here. But, I can pull up my phone and within seconds know where I spent my money in the day, the week, the month. I will say a couple of times it ends up kind of sending me down a rabbit hole. If you notice, like some of the names are really good, right? And they come up very clearly. But for example, I got charged my yearly fee from Amazon just the other day. I think it's $120 for Prime now, but it came up on my Mint account and I was like, $130 on Amazon? I didn't spend that. So then I'm asking Melissa, like, did you accidentally use my card? Wasting a lot of my time when it was $130 for my monthly subscription. However, that is how you catch things that are incorrect, right? So there are pros and cons to that. Her and I also joke that if we ever ended up on the same credit card, the first time I got a $60 charge from, let's say, Aloha Nail and Spa, two things would either happen. There would be a report to my credit card company of a fraudulent charge, or I would have fallen out of my chair just to know how much she spends on manicures, but we're gonna leave that one aside for now. Having the transaction review is also super helpful for monthly subscriptions that I tend to forget about. It is a little poke in the side sometimes, realizing how much you spend in utilities or TV subscriptions. However, there's been multiple times where I've caught subscriptions that ended up charging me, like that one thing you sign up for a free subscription for, and then you meant to cancel it, but you didn't. I catch a lot of those things on Mint because it comes up right away as that new charge. You can take care of them quickly. So that part is really helpful to keep your monthly subscriptions in line and make sure you know and are aware of all of those subscriptions you're signed up for. All right, number 3 is budgeting. So I don't use the budgeting capability to its fullest by any means. Originally, when I set it up, I did add in some key budgets. It's really user-friendly to set up. Essentially every major category, right, you can set a budget for from a monthly basis, whether that be the groceries category or auto and transport or fast food, restaurants, a ton of all of the categories are available to set up a budget for. And so what's nice is you can set it if you really want to use Mint as a budgeting resource, you can set the dollar values, and then through the app and through an email, Mint will tell you on a monthly basis once you've gone over the budget for each of those categories that you've sent. So one of my buddies, I remember, tweeted Mint actually, thanks to Mint for making me feel bad about overspending on fast food this month and reminding me about all those extra trips to McDonald's. I thought that was hilarious, but I feel the same way about Chick-fil-A. Every time I go over my fast food budget, I'm like, dang it, those dang chicken nuggets. I'm hoping subconsciously just getting that email that says, hey, you overspent is gonna help me cut back. But we're still working on that feature. So here's a look at the budgeting dashboard, right? You've got your food and dining account, groceries, utilities, gas and fuel, restaurants, alcohol and bars I put down in there. But it just lays it out very simply for you, right? It's not complicated. This is all I need. What did I spend versus my total budget? Just keep it simple. It's either red if you went over or green if you haven't yet. So the last way I use Mint is actually for the trends. So it's broken down into 4 main things as far as tracking trends go. The amount of money you're spending, your net income, your overall net worth, and the value of your assets and liabilities over time. So the first one that's huge, right, is spending. The spending trend tab has so many different breakdowns of the percentage of where your money is going, what merchant you spend the most money at, views of what you spent in the last 6 months, the last 12 months, a ton of different breakdowns of the way you've been spending your money. So you can see here, this is a good breakdown on the way I've spent my money in the last 12 months. Just a quick breakdown of total dollars by month. You can see your spending. You can see, break it down by category. So it puts it into a pie chart for you. So you can see auto and transport has been a huge number of my cost. Home is closely behind, mostly rent, obviously, right? Food and dining, shopping, health and fitness. This is what I mentioned about by merchant. So you can see other. Texans EU is my bank that I paid off both my boat and my car loan for, so that would make sense that a lot of my money is going there. Etc. AAA for my car insurance. So it's cool to see, where you're spending your most money at and how much money you really are giving to Chick-fil-A. So then you have a very similar graphical view of your income over time. For somebody who has a 9-to-5 job and your bi-weekly paychecks or your monthly paychecks are pretty similar, this tab may not add as much value. But for somebody who's on commission, for example, and has big swings in their income, looking at this in a bar graph format could be very helpful to see, what months am I really making a lot of money? What months are hurting? Things like that. Now you got your net income over time. So just based on a month-to-month basis, are you making more money than you're spending? This one is huge, right? And I don't spend a ton of time analyzing it, but I do look quickly to make sure like I have a positive net income on a monthly basis. And if I don't, I understand why, if there was a big purchase. But being able to see this on a graphical format just real quick is helpful for me to keep in the back of my mind, okay, I need to cut down on my spending this month because I've had a negative net income 2 months in a row, for example. The last category that we talked about, right, is net worth. So this is in the same layout that net income is, but this one is just from a total value. Okay, is your total net worth going up? If your investment account is doing really well, is that driving up your net worth? Did you make a big purchase? Like when I took out the car loan, for example, when I took out the car loan, my net worth went down significantly because now I had a $20,000 outstanding payment that I owed. That's going to impact your net worth. And obviously the key would be, right, just like net income, if I have a poor month net income wise where it went down, it's going to flow through to my net worth. But just keeping an eye on my net worth and trying to keep that positive trend going, right? Making sure that my overall net worth is always growing. All right, so those are the major ways of how I use Mint. Hopefully that was helpful. If anyone is interested in getting into Mint, please message me. If not only for the fact, like I talked about, knowing what your total account value is, knowing what your net worth is. I feel like those are very important things to know to help you make better financial decisions. If you're preparing to put that down payment on a house, if you don't know where all your money is or what your total account values are, it's going to be hard to be able to figure out, what can I afford? What should I be looking to pay down? And Mint just really helps summarize all of that data into one place. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks as always for following along, and we'll talk to you soon.